everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around with us, and hopefully you found the information that we were sharing about the sexual abuse very helpful and informative. And stick around, we'll have the other part of it towards the end of the hour. But for now, we're gonna do the sister chat. Already, if you don't know, the sister chat, we talk about everything. Nothing is off limits. It's all fun, and you get to know more about the sisters. You are ready to play this game? All right, poker face. Okay, so we have some questions here that we wanted to ask to the sisters, and if you're watching, also connect and share your story so we can get to know you. Like we always say, we do take a minute to read some of your comments, so we want to know these stories from you. So the first thing we have is, what is something that you wish you knew sooner in life? And the other one is, what is that excuse that you give to a man so that you don't have to give them your number? Amina, share. We'll wait since you're the guest here.
That you cannot get skincare advice from your teenage friends. So I had a lot of acne, a lot of acne. And they used to tell me that if I put Colgate like on the pimples, like toothpaste on the pimples, on the blemishes, they like burn away. So I would do that. And then, obviously with any skincare routine, you have to try it out for about 4 weeks. I would put toothpaste on my face.
I've heard that.
I've had that too.
No, it just scars. It makes it worse. Toothpaste is for your pearly white.
I wonder why. I guess it could be the menthol in it. That's why people put that together.
I think what it is actually burning the blemish. If it burns it, it will obviously leave your skin pigmented, so it's not tan black.
With a scar.
So it's gonna have a lot of acne scarring.
So for me, it's more around books for my kids, for my son. I used to buy a lot of the firefighting books and also like tank books. And actually the way I got those books was there was a neighbor that was doing a yard sale. So I just like innocently just picked a lot of those books. And I used to read it to my son. And then now my son is like obsessed with being a firefighter and being in the military. So a couple of weeks ago, he asked me, he was like, so mommy, what? He said, I'm listening. So then he asked me, he was like, what do you think I should be? A military or a firefighter? I was like, Taslimi, why don't you pick?
A soldier or a firefighter.
Okay, sorry, not a military, a soldier. Okay, he asked me if he should either be a soldier or a firefighter. And I was like, Taslimi, why don't you pick a job that's not like so dangerous?
I think for me is, how when you were younger and they tell you you need to wear your shoes or else your feet are gonna get big, and I would never listen. I don't know if it's true or not, because I would always walk around barefoot and they're like, wear your shoes, your feet are gonna get big. And now my feet are so big, I was like, man, shoot, maybe I should have listened.
What size of shoes you wear now? If you're watching, if you have big feet, comment.
You also, Jay, you are too old for this. 12, it's 11. You say 11, 12.
Dang, Amy, 11?
Yes, what's the big deal?
No, but you know what, Amy? Shoes, no shoes, you too tall. You would have still be 11 or 12 or 13.
Maybe if I wore shoes, I would not have been tall.
Is that possible? Yeah, you are putting Amy under the bus, but it's not like your feet are small either. So,
I wish my feet was her size.
Like, I can wear a 9. No, I can wear a 9 and I can wear a 10. Amy wears a 12 sometimes.
Jay, you're too old for this. Look at yourself. Your big self at your big age. You just sit here and just tell stories.
Amy, if you're watching and you think that Amy wears a size 12, comment.
I wear a size 11. It's my feet, my shoes. I'm telling you.
11, 12, same thing. Let's move on to the next one. Anybody has done something where you find it an excuse instead of giving your number to a guy and you didn't?
I normally do 2 things. It's either I'll tell the guy I'm a lesbian, and if they insist and want to really have my number, I'll give them Juka's number.
Okay, that's crazy.
Amina is hiding her face.
The last one I did, the guy kept saying, oh, I want to call you, oh, I want to call you, and he was like, hit me up online. So I was like, oh, no problem. So I just gave him Juka's number. And he was like, well, I keep calling you and you don't pick up. I was like, oh, I probably just missed your call. And I called Juka. I said, is any number calling you? She's like, yeah, but I didn't pick up. I said, well, good.
I just get random text messages on my WhatsApp. These people must be in Europe or somewhere. I see 335.
Yeah, they're from Europe. Most of the time, they're from Europe.
So now I understand. I'll be blocking them.
It is strict in terms of driving guys away. actually can be a lifesaver. I was actually reading this story in like one of the papers about this lady that was in an Uber, and she thought that maybe the guy was gonna like kidnap her or something. And she started talking to her friend, and she was like, you know, like I've recently done my like sex change, and I turned into a girl, and so that actually protected her life, like because the guy really thought that, oh, this is a man that changed into a lady.
That's smart. So I remember one time I was walking and this guy was behind me and he wanted to get my number. And he asked me for my number and I didn't want to give it to him. So then I said to him, me no speak English, right? And so he was like, oh, and he kept talking. He was like, oh, you don't speak English? And I was like, me no speak English. I kept just saying, me no speak English. Long behold, I was getting in the elevator and I didn't know he was still behind me. And then somebody called and I picked up the phone and I was like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? And he goes, you liar, you don't speak English? Why you gotta lie to me? Why you gotta lie to me? I felt so awful. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't be so in a rush to get in that elevator just so I could disappear from this guy's face.
Me and my friends have done a similar thing, but it was not with a guy. It was actually with the police. Because we were like speeding on the freeway traveling to Louisiana. And then the police pull us over. And before, like they take time, to like reach your car and stuff before they come down. So we all made an agreement. None of us know how to speak English. And the guy that was driving, he was from Paris, right? So we were like, perfect. So the cop came and was like, we were like, and he was just like, no, I need your license. We kept looking at each other like, like, and he was just like, you know what? Let's get the hell out of here. Just go, And we were just like, what's that laughing? Next time you get pulled over, tell that cop you can't speak English.
And usually, I still have the ring on. I put on this ring, and I always tell people I'm married.
I did that before, and I had a rinky-dinky ring, and somebody, it was in traffic, and he was trying to talk to me, and I was like, I'm married, and he goes, let me see your ring. I was like, he goes, oh, I can do better than that. I was like, you're probably right. This is not a wedding ring.
You guys know Tiffany, my friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Tiffany is very bold. She's not scared of anything. So one time we went out. So Tiffany walked up to the guy and was like, hi, are you single? Because we think you're very handsome. And the guy was like, oh, I'm married, with the whole deep voice. And Tiffany was like, oh, you married? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, are you happily married though? I was like, huh? Are you happily married? Because we could do better.
That guy was like, these girls are thirsty.
We were like, those were the days where we just wanted to have fun. We didn't even
The phone number thing is, I don't know, that one really bugs me. So if somebody asks me for a number, I'm like, I don't have a phone. And it's happened before that I have the phone in my hand and I'm like, I don't have a phone. I don't have a phone. So this one time this guy was like really adamant and I'm like, it's a remote control. That's it. Let's continue.
Not the remote control.
True story, facts. So when I was living in New York, something happened. I think I fell and then I went to the hospital. So then I came back home. It was late at night and I lived close to a park, right, by Central Park. So I think I took the bus or something and they dropped me off. And then I saw some homeless people by the park and I was really scared. I was the only one on the street. Guess what I started doing? I swear to God, no joke. And I actually had a jacket that kind of looked like this. It was a jean jacket.
I remember that story.
Yo, I started acting like I was crazy. I'm telling you guys. And they were looking at me and I was kind of scared, like what they were going to do to me. So I just started going like this, started talking to myself, like acting like I was like some drug addict, like itching myself. They were looking at me like, what the hell is wrong?
They were probably scared of you.
Yo, I'm crazy. I swear. And guess what? I got home safe and all was good. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, sometimes you just gotta think on your feet. On that note, we will go ahead and close this segment out. Go ahead and also make sure you share your stories or some of the things that you've done not to share your phone number with a guy or in weird situations where you felt awkward and you had to do something to save yourself. On that note, we'll drop this conversation right here when we come back, we will continue that conversation that we had earlier, which is about sexual violence or sexual abuse in our community. Stick around, don't go anywhere. And Ole, we will see you on the hot soup. Make sure you do enough grocery shopping. We'll see you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.